What is going on, you guys? It's your boy Keaton Talk Sports here, back with another video. As always, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, follow on Instagram, link is in the box below. It is finally football season. I'm excited. I know you guys are as well. Let me give you guys my rundown of my week 1 picks. So with that being said, let's not waste any more time. This is my week 1 picks for the 2024 season. My 2023-24 pick'em record from last season finished with a 168-102 overall record, which is not too bad, but hopefully this season we can finish with an even higher record. We have an AFC Championship game rematch between the Baltimore Ravens at the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs favored by 3 points. Looking at this game last season, this game was won by the Kansas City Chiefs 17-10 in Baltimore. Really give the Chiefs defense a lot of credit for frustrating Lamar Jackson throughout the entire game, making him one-dimensional, making him a passer, really limiting him on what he wanted to do with his legs. He wasn't able to really run against that Chiefs defense, who really contained him last season. Lamar Jackson has yet to show up in the postseason, so really just that simple. We know what he can do in the regular season, but if Lamar Jackson and this Ravens team wants to get to the Super Bowl this upcoming season, then you have to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. They're the team to beat until someone knocks them off. And for the Chiefs, as long as you have Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid on those sidelines, you're going to be in Super Bowl contention every single year. And they're on the quest to three-peat once again in 2024. So we'll see what happens. But with that being said, I'm going with the Chiefs to win 23-17. I just think they have a little bit more on both sides of the ball. I think Patrick Mahomes will be able to pick off that Ravens defense, who has lost a little bit of pieces on that side this offseason. So I think Mahomes in a big-time situation, he's been there before. He's done that. He's going to use that to his advantage. 23-17 at home. Next game, we have the Green Bay Packers versus the Philadelphia Eagles in Brazil. Eagles favored by 2.5. Packers are coming off of a divisional loss to the 49ers, 24-21 last year's playoffs. Eagles are coming off of a wild card loss last season to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 32-9. With that being said, I'm going with the Philadelphia Eagles to win 27-23. I just think the Eagles, they covered their biggest weakness of the offseason. Now is the back end of their defense. You got Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell, who I believe is going to be make huge impacts for that defense. And their defense will be that much better. You got Saquon Barkley this offseason as well for the offense. So this Eagles team has a chance to be a Super Bowl threat. So I like them to beat the Green Bay Packers on opening weekend, 27-23 in Brazil. Next game, we have the Tennessee Titans at the Chicago Bears. Bears favored by 4 points. Titans finished with a 6-11 record last season, finishing in last place in the AFC South. The Bears, coming off of a 7-10 season, finishing in 3rd place in the NFC North. With that being said, this is my upset pick of the week. I like the Titans to win 23-20. I just think the Titans have a little bit more experience despite losing Derrick Henry and Mike Vrabel. I think the rest of the pieces that they got this offseason, they have experience on that side compared to the Chicago Bears team. Caleb Williams, this is his first rodeo, along with the new pieces they have on that side. I think the nerves will be there. I think the Titans will come in there and sneak out a victory 23-20 in Chicago. Next game, we have the New England Patriots at the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals favored by 9 points. Patriots coming off a 4-13 season last year, finishing in last place in the AFC East. The Bengals are coming off a 9-8 season last year, finishing in last place in the AFC North. Keep this as short as possible. I like the Cincinnati Bengals to win 21-17. I think the Bengals have more talent on both sides of the ball. The Patriots defense obviously will keep them in the game. I think the Patriots will cover the spread. But the Bengals simply just has more talent on both sides of the ball. And that's going to be the biggest difference in the game. But this should be a close game. But I like the Bengals to pull off a close game at home, 21-17 in Cincinnati. Next game, we have the Arizona Cardinals at the Buffalo Bills. Bills favored by 5.5. Cardinals are coming off a 4-13 season last year, finishing in last place in the NFC West. The Bills are coming off an 11-6 season, finishing in 1st place in the AFC East. What this matchup comes down to is which quarterback do I trust to make more plays? I like Josh Allen in this matchup. I just think that him being at home, I think Josh Allen has a chip on his shoulder, losing Stephon Diggs this offseason. A lot of people are writing this Buffalo Bills team off. Kyler Murray, he had a phenomenal year last year, missing half the season. Him elevating his play last year. You got Marvin Harrison Jr. In the draft, who I believe will be something special down the road. But he's unproven. But in this matchup, I'm taking the Buffalo Bills to win 31-23. them being at home. Josh Allen, I think he'll make more plays when it matters. And the Buffalo Bills got younger in a lot of key positions, which that was the biggest need for this team. They brought back a lot of their important pieces from last year. So I like the Bills to win at home in a close game, 31-23 in Buffalo. Next game, we have an AFC South showdown between the Houston Texans at the Indianapolis Colts. Texans favored by 2 points. Texans are coming off a divisional loss to the Baltimore Ravens, 34-10 in last year's playoffs. The Colts are coming off of a 9-8 season, just missing out on the playoffs to the Houston Texans, 23-19, Week 18. With that being said, I like the Colts to pull off an upset here, 26-24 to start off the season. I think the Colts are going to be out for blood. Getting Anthony Richardson back, I think he's going to have a chip on his shoulder as well, getting injured last season. The Colts are going to have something to say about what happened last year. I think they're going to come out, and I think they're going to get the upset victory at home against the Houston Texans squad, 26-24 at Indy. Next game, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins favored by 3.5. The Jags finished with a 9-8 record last season, just missing out on the playoffs. The Dolphins finished with a 11-6 record, getting edged out by the Buffalo Bills for the AFC East title, losing to the Kansas City Chiefs 26-7 in the wild card round. With that being said, I'm going with the Dolphins to win 27-21. I just think the Dolphins have too much firepower offensively. I think the Jags will have a hard time containing Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and company. So I like the Dolphins to get the job done at home by 6 points in Miami. Next matchup, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons favored by 3 points. The Steelers are coming off a wild card loss to the Buffalo Bills, 31-17, last year's playoffs. The Atlanta Falcons are coming off a disappointing season last year, finishing 7-10, third place in the NFC South. With that being said, I like the Falcons to come out on top here in this matchup, 19-17, and kind of ugly, low-scoring game. I just don't think Russell Wilson is that guy for the Steelers. He had a bad year last year in Denver. I don't think it's going to be any different this season. I think Justin Fields will see the field whenever the Pittsburgh Steelers decide to throw him on the field. I like the Falcons in this matchup. You got Judon and you got Justin Simmons for the defense, along with the offensive talent that they already have. I like the Falcons to come out on top here, 19-17 at home. Next game, we have the Minnesota Vikings at the New York Giants. Vikings favored by 1 point. The Vikings finished with a 7-10 record last season, finishing in third place in the NFC North. The Giants coming off of a 6-11 season last year, finishing in third place in the NFC East. With that being said, I like the Vikings in this matchup, 20-17. Despite J.J. McCarthy being out for the season, I think Sam Darnold will come in and do his thing. I like the talent that the Vikings have with Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison still there, so you have that to your disposal if you're Sam Darnold. I don't trust Daniel Jones at quarterback at all for the Giants. I think this is going to be a rough year for the Giants, in my opinion. Malik Neighbors is their only spark they have on the offense, but shaky offensive line and poor play from Daniel Jones this preseason. Give me the Vikings in this matchup, 20-17 in New York. We have an NFC South showdown between the Carolina Panthers at the New Orleans Saints. Saints favored by 3.5. Panthers coming off a 2-15 season last year, finishing in last place in the NFC South. The Saints coming off a 9-8 season last year, just missing out on the playoffs, finishing second place in the NFC South. With that being said, I like the Saints to come out on top here at home, 20-13. I think the Saints defense will be able to get after Bryce Young and company. I do think the Panthers will be better this year, but them going on the road in a hostile environment in New Orleans, I think their defense will be able to get after Bryce Young, frustrate him throughout the entire game there. So give me the Saints at home to win by 7 points, 20-13 in New Orleans. Next matchup, we have an AFC West showdown between the Las Vegas Raiders at the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers favored by 3.5. The Raiders are coming off an 8-9 season last year, finishing in second place in the AFC West. The Chargers are coming off a 5-12 season last year, finishing in last place in the AFC West. With that being said, I like an ugly, low-scoring game. The Chargers come out on top here, 17-16. I think the Chargers, Justin Herbert, will make a little bit more plays offensively. They won't do much because this Raiders defense is legit with Wilkins and Crosby on that side, so their defense will be nasty there. I'm just not sold with Gardner Minshew or A. McConnell at quarterback, so that'll be the biggest difference in the game. So I like Justin Herbert to make a little bit more plays in this game, and Jim Harbaugh to put his foot in what he wants to do with this team this upcoming season. So Chargers 17-16 at home. Next game, we have the Denver Broncos at the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks favored by 5 points. The Broncos are coming off an 8-9 season last year, finishing in third place in the AFC West. The Seahawks are coming off a 9-8 season last year, finishing in third place in the NFC West. So that being said, I like the Seahawks to come out on top here, 20-14. I think what this game comes down to is Mike McDonald is there now, and I think he's going to really find a way to frustrate Bo Nix throughout the entire game, give him the rookie treatment, and just make life difficult for Bo Nix to get anything going down the field against the Seahawks defense. Byron Murphy is there now from Texas. I think the Seahawks defense will be much more improved and nasty on that side, and that will be the biggest difference in this game. So give me the Seahawks at home to win 20-14 in Seattle. Really good matchup here between the Dallas Cowboys at the Cleveland Browns. Browns favored by 2.5. The Cowboys are coming off a 12-5 season last year, winning the NFC East, but coming up short against the Green Bay Packers in the wildcard round, 48-32. The Cleveland Browns are coming off an 11-6 season last year, losing in dominant fashion to the Houston Texans 45-14 in the wildcard round. With that being said, I like the Cleveland Browns to come out on top here in an ugly, low-scoring game, 21-19. I think what this game comes down to is which quarterback can take care of the football when it matters. Dak Prescott, I believe he'll have a turnover more than Deshaun Watson will, and I think the Browns defense will be able to make more plays on that side. Them being at home will be the difference in this game. I think if this game was in Dallas, I would give the edge to the Cowboys, but I like the Browns at home to get a big-time W against a really good team in Dallas Cowboys. Should be a really good game. I think it comes down to defenses, which I think the Browns defense will come out on top here. 21-19 in Cleveland. Really interesting matchup here between the Washington Commanders at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Bucks favored by 3 points. The Commanders are coming off a 4-13 season last year, finishing in last place in the NFC East. The Buccaneers are coming off a 9-8 season last year, winning the NFC South, beating down the Philadelphia Eagles 32-9 in the wildcard round. With that being said, I like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to come on top here, 20-20. I think what it comes down to is I think Todd Bowles will come up with a plan to slow down Jaden Daniels. As great as Jaden Daniels is using his legs, I believe Tampa Bay Buccaneers will have a plan for him to contain him and to make life difficult for that Commanders offense to get anything going. I think it will be a phenomenal game, but I think Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they brought back everybody from last year, Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans and crew. I think they'll make more plays. That game being at home in the heat in Tampa Bay, I like the Bucs at home in this matchup, 20-20 in Tampa. We have a phenomenal wildcard rematch here between the Los Angeles Rams at the Detroit Lions. Lions favored by 3.5. The Rams coming off a 10-7 record last season, finishing in second place in the NFC West, losing to the Lions 24-23 in last year's wildcard round. The Lions are coming off a 12-5 season last year, finishing first place in the NFC North, losing to the 49ers 34-31 in the NFC title game. With that being said, I like the Rams to get the revenge on the Detroit Lions 28-26. I think what it comes down to, I think the Rams are frustrated of what happened last year. They were in the red zone in a lot of that game, and they were able to convert. They were settling for field goals instead of getting touchdowns. So I think the Rams have a chip on their shoulder. I think they have what it takes to go into Detroit and knock off the Lions on opening weekend, 28-26 in Detroit. Last game to wrap up week 1, we have the New York Jets at the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers favored by 4 points. The Jets are coming off a disappointing 7-10 season last year, finishing third place in the AFC East, just missing out on the playoffs. The 49ers are coming off a 12-5 season last year, winning the NFC West, coming up short once again to Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl 25-22. With that being said, I like the 49ers to come on top here, 22-16. I think the 49ers defense will be able to get after Aaron Rodgers. I don't like this matchup for Aaron Rodgers going up against this elite 49er defense. I think, in my opinion, this is one of the last chances for the 49ers to win a Super Bowl because I believe the window is starting to close a bit. Other teams are getting better in the NFC. This is their chance. You got Brandon Ayuk re-signed to a deal. Trent Williams is back. So this is really your last shot to really win the Super Bowl for the 49ers. Take advantage of your opportunity against an elite Jets defense. We'll see what Aaron Rodgers does come back from an injury, but I like the 49ers to come on top here at home on Monday Night Football 22-16 in San Francisco. And now I'll do it. Those are my NFL Week 1 predictions. If you are new to the channel, Like, share, subscribe. It really helps out the channel tremendously. Comment your favorite team and leave your score predictions down below. Thank you guys again for tuning in to another edition of Keaton Talk Sports. Until week 2, have a good one, everyone.